What's going on, guys? Hey, I wanna talk to the people that may be wanting to buy a house and that ain't bought a house before. Cause if you bought one before, you know what it's like. But if you ain't, depending on your age, it's kind of in your money factors. It's kind of a good way to go because if you're too old, just think about it. You can get you a 15-year loan, you know, and maybe be good. But if you 40 years old, 50 years old, you might well say, I'm probably not going to ever pay that loan off. Because if you 40 or 50, 70, 80 years old when you're going to get to paying for it, way past retirement age, right? Yeah. Unless you got a master plan that's you're going to pay double or extra. Because like when you paying, that's something they say about like when you paying on a house, the first whatever years, you just paying the interest. You're not even paying on the house yet. And it's not a cool thing to actually be renting a house forever because you is buying that house for somebody else. That's the way to go if you're on the other side. So it's best for you to get your apartment. Get your nice apartment. I mean, you can set your whole life up into this house and be in that house 15 years. Now you could have been about your own house, or you could be in there that long and then the person can say, I no longer want to rent this house out. Or that person can die. That person can die. And then their family members come kick you out of there. When your lease up or whatever is going on, you gone. So, back in 97, we bought our first house. I was happy because I was young and was like, I was thinking just like what I'm saying. Because we was like living in a trailer, at a trailer park. And I'm like, man, I'm putting my money, which it was like, I think it was like $350 a month back in the 90s. I'm paying my money for a trailer. No. Or nowadays, apartments will cost you. Ooh, they got something around here that's like that I know. I don't know everything about them, but what I know, some is like $800, $900, $1,100, $1,200. An apartment, really though. So, but the things you gotta watch out for. Because see, I've been battling with the city since around October, and you can go on some previous videos and see. After my fence was about 1.5 2 years, they wanted me to tear my fence down. Somebody snitched me out. Don't know who. Somebody snitched me out though, because it wasn't done in fashion of code. But there are trailers and trucks, truck on this street that don't run. The truck don't run, the trailers aren't supposed to be there for a extended period of time. They don't bother that. But they came right to my almost invisible fence. It's not a real fence, it's a partition. Because I have no quarrels with my neighbor. You know, but if his dog get out of line, Peter, you know what's got to happen. So, you know, I don't want no problems with my neighbor. But, like I said, my fence, some of the people that know me be like, y'all got a fence? Yeah. You couldn't even see it. You had to get pointed at. You know what I'm saying? And they, the city went to this man's house to tell him to take this fence down. But this is what I was told. But he was like, that ain't my fence. Because I put the fence up to box his house in. He got a free fence. And no, you just can't tell somebody, keep your dog over there. You know that don't work. You know it don't work. Especially in the world today with dog lovers, cat lovers, animal lovers, period. You know what I'm saying? You mean I ain't got a thing against a dog. I don't got a thing against a dog. But I don't want the dog shit. I don't want the dog bite. Don't want none of that. I don't want to go out and walk in the yard and walk in there. I don't want to go out in the yard and have to mow that. I don't want to go out in the yard and here come this big son bitch to bite. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But you gotta watch where you go, cause you go in the county, you can go out and shoot your gun. You can burn leaves. You can burn trash. You can cut a tree down. Here in the city, what I just said, none of that can be done. You gotta get a permit to cut a tree down. If it's a certain size, I think it's around about yay big, you gotta get a permit to cut that tree down. And don't move in a neighborhood that's a HOA. Because that homeowners association will make rules and make them happen. And then you gotta pay a due for those rules that you don't like. Yeah, you do. So if you go looking at a neighborhood, make sure it ain't got no homeowners association attached to it. And if you want to do freedom things, don't go in the city. Go out in the county. One reason I didn't want to go too far out in the county myself is, as I'm getting older, is you got to think about, if you got to go to the hospital, that's a long travel. Or the helicopter got to come get you. It's a big bill. So I like to be close to hospitals. I like to be close to grocery stores and other places that need. You know what I'm saying? That I need. You be cooking and be like, you doing your thing, be like, got no celery. You tell me you got to go 13 miles to go get some celery. No. Skipping a hop over there. I can actually ride my bike. It'll take me about 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. But I can ride my bike to the grocery store. Now the gas station is a different animal. I can go about 5 minutes to get to the gas station on a bicycle. You know. But then you gotta watch what kind of neighborhood. If you can, scope it. You know, because if you ain't got kids, you don't want to move to a neighborhood with a lot of kids. Because people with a lot of kids, their kids will be all in your yard, tearing down your flowers, in your yard, beating up your house with balls and stuff, like basketball. They will gather in front of your house, making all kinds of noise. Depends on how old you is now. All kinds of noise. I mean, don't let the season come. Now they out shooting fireworks. And they coming towards your house, burn your car and burn your house. It's just, you got to look at that type of stuff too. You are a loud person. You don't want to move in a neighborhood with some old people around. If you are a racist bastard, you don't want to move in a neighborhood that got that certain kind that you don't like. You just got to take those kind of steps. Now, I ain't getting into all the other stuff like the amenities of the house and all. This just the stuff that you can't change once you're there. That's what I'm talking about. You can change the paint of a house, but you can't change the neighbors. You can't change the dogs. You can't change the cats. Now you can, when the cats, if you got cats, they come over there, you can pause them. You can shoot them one by one. You can't find that out. Can't nobody find that out now, but you can do that type stuff. And this is a pro tip to my gun toters. It's not about that house situation, but it's about if a dog get after you and you shoot that dog, don't leave that dog. Call the police. If you don't, they will put you in jail. You got to call the police. Alright, now let's rewind. Alright now. With this fence, I've been battling them because I took the fence down. I took most of the front down. Just got a little half bit of side. It's not that big, just a partition. It's like 100 feet, 100 feet. Now we went and bought some, what they require, black mesh or green mesh chain link. We can't use silver chain link, even though that there's a house down the street, around the corner a little bit, that just put up a fence, because they just bought that house this year. They put up a whole galvanized chain link fence. Nobody said nothing about that now, did they? But they said I had to use coated. It had to be coated. Oh, okay, so I was going to, leave my little poles up, because I got a little post, just little T-posts in the ground to hold this up. And because it's a petition. Before you start talking race, the black ones was the worst ones to deal with. At City Hall. Yes, they were. The code officer that gave me the citation, black man, he say he was handed that citation from another one back there. Well, I don't understand. He didn't want to listen at all. I'm telling him, this ain't that, that ain't this. It is what it is. Bastard.
Go eat your cornbread.
I called his boss man. His boss man pretty much co-signed him. Black man. Co-signed him. I guess you're going to be like, hey, what am I supposed to go against my guy? Yeah, you go against your guy if that's what the code says. The code read, this kind of fence can't be in a front setback. I said, well, what about my backyard? You got to take your backyard down too. Backyard for real? Yeah, your old backyard. Y'all granted done seen our backyard. It's like super huge. It go behind that person's house, and way back there. They said your fence is for agriculture. I said, okay. The man got a dog. I said, that's an animal. We got fruits, vegetables. Agriculture, come on now. They think I'm funny about that. No, that's real. So, I go to City Hall. I go straight down there myself. Talk to some people. Flunked out again. So, they gave me to like, this is what I was told. You have to the beginning of November, I think he said. End of October, beginning of November, to take that fence down. Bet. So I waited to that last day, which was the 1st of November, because I waited till the last day of October to take that fence. I took that fence down. He said take the front down, to be exact. Take the front down and work on the back as you get a chance to. So, alright, bet. That sounds great. That man sent me a citation right in the beginning of November, because I said, "Hey, you told me." No, what do you, how you put it? Somehow, damn it, how it go? I'm sorry you misunderstood what I said. But I said you had to have that whole fence down. Alright, like I would have done this on purpose. Come on now. So I was like, man. He said, but look, I'm going to give you the beginning of the year to take the rest of it down. Poles too. I said, what the poles do? They part of the fence. They not. It said the material, the mesh material what you use. He didn't want to hear that. Then he said, I read the code out to him then, and he was like, well, call planning. So, my neighbor gave me the number to planning. Now, I ain't no dummy. I could have got the number myself, but I told him the story, and he was like, cause he's his councilman. So I told him the story. He said, well, call my buddy. My buddy, he's a good guy. And, in planning. Okay, so I called that guy. Man, that guy said, let me call the black guy. Now, no, I ain't saying he said that. He said, let me call the black guy. I said, he the one said talk to you because he didn't know. He wasn't for sure. Oh, well, I got to talk to him. Man, why? So, okay, then. They called each other. They never got in touch back with me, though. So I called back. Hey. He's not here. Call back again. He's in a meeting. Can I give him? Yeah, tell him to call me. About the number. This, that. No call back. I said, he's a good guy, huh? You know, man, come on now. So, I even called a lady that's under the mayor. She saw the good side. She was like, hey, I don't see nothing wrong with that. It looks great, blah, blah, blah. But it's not up to code. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I understood. I didn't get no argument that it wasn't up to code. Can't have it. I didn't get that argument because I knew it was messed up wrong. But I'm just trying to keep my pose. So, I called the dude again. Got him. And he said, well, let me talk to dude. Why you gotta talk to black man again? Come on now, we done got power and took the fence down now. The whole thing is down there except the poles. I wanted all of it. So they did their little talking again. No call back. Now at the end of the day, a lady called me back. She was like, they had odds with each other with those poles. The black one like, no. The white guy like, yeah, I don't see no problem. No. No problem. Come on, man. So she like, looking at this code, it says nothing about the poles. So we gonna let you keep your poles. But now you gotta paint them to match the fence. No problem. It's no problem. I'll do that. I will do that. And they gotta be the same height as the fence. No problem. I'll beat them down some more or cut them. No problem. No problem. So we good. Now I got an open area back there. Cause it's like a dog shit graveyard right there. When I took the fence down, man, I was so like, oh no, I don't want to step on that. Oh yeah, they just started jumping, talking about, see, the concern is that you're on his property. I'm not on his property. I got much property, and I actually gave room. I actually gave like, it had to be around 5 feet or better. On the back side. On this side, probably 4 feet. Something like that. Because the way the bird houses and the bushes are, they belong to me. They was already there. And that's how the line run. But I just made a nice little straight line just to, and in case I did intrude on that land a little bit. So I said, no, buddy. I said, before I put that down, I put that in plan, in motion, that I knew something like that was going to come up, and I am not on his land. So that's that. Thing is, I didn't bow down. I kept my fight up, and we came to an agreement. That's good. I mean, we came to a pretty good agreement. Like I said, my fence wasn't right in the start. It wasn't up to code, let's say that there. So I didn't have a big dog in that fight. But my dog did hold up. He held up. And